Hello and welcome to Unhindered Faith Motivational Monday. I hope that you have had a great week. I want to start off with just telling you something that I struggle with every day. I at lunchtime I sit down in our staff lunchroom, and the one thing that I need to get me through the rest of the day is a good, faithful energy drink. What I have learned is that because it sits in my backpack, that by the time that I get into the lunchroom and I try to undo the lid here, that it sprays all over. There's an overflow, and what I've looked at in this is that there's a lot of things that get, like the carbonation gets shaken up, and it needs a release valve that is hit its capacity within the can. And so there's so much pressure that takes place when you put a little bit of relief on the top and removing the lid, that it starts to overflow. Now, you might be saying, what does that have to do with today? Today, I want to ask you this question. What's holding you back from reaching your full potential in your leadership potential? What is holding you back? What is the lid? What is the top on your leadership and personal development and growth? What is that lid that's stopping from that overflow and reaching your team or the people around you, or just reaching your own personal goal? I think about John Maxwell's in his book, The 21 Infutable Laws of Leadership. He talks about the law of the lid. And in the law of the lid, it talks about just that. It's leaders' effectiveness that acts as a lid on their team's potential. In other words, your team will only grow as far as you grow. And I used to tell, when I would go to camps and I would do some leadership teaching and training, I would tell camp counselors and so forth, I'd say, your campers will only go as far, maybe like 80% of what you go. And so it's the same thing for us as leaders and in our own personal development is, whatever we go, the people that follow us will go here. If we go here, they'll follow us to here. And so the question is what is that the lid in your growth? Have you identified that? And because that's going to be the capacity of those that follow you. And what is important in that is figuring out what is your vision. Now, for me, I know for me as a pastor, as a minister, my life vision, my life call is to reach the lost, equip the saved, deploy the church. I know no matter what I do in life or where I'm at, those three things is part of my life's purpose. And so that is completely identified in who I am. And so that is my own personal mission. Now, in everything that I do in developing myself as a leader, as a man, as a person, it all falls under that vision for me. Now, what is it for you? What is that vision for you? And how can you remove the lid so that no matter what happens in your life, that growth and leadership development, personal development is just going to overflow and affect those that are around you? So what is that personal vision? You see, Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So if you're in a place right now in your life, you're like, I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm not sure, from day in, day out, it just feels like a routine. I want you to just take a step back for a moment and ask yourself, what is your personal vision? Now, maybe you have that. Maybe you know exactly what that is. Then take a step back. And if you're questioning, man, the team that I oversee, or ministry, or whatever it is, the people that I oversee maybe feel a little chaotic or disjointed. Maybe take a step back and go, what is the vision? Am I clearly stating the vision of the organization that I'm a part of? And I want you to just think about that for a moment. we take this pretty serious in basketball officiating, especially on women's side of college in the basketball association that I'm part of, that we have these post games, we have pre games. We even talk at halftime. We even talk during dead ball time, timeouts and so forth, plays. What do we need to work on? Whether we got a call right or wrong. Was our position right? Was it wrong? But like my game yesterday, my game this last weekend, we started off and we said, what is one thing, and each of us took a turn, what is one thing that if we could do one thing right in this game, what would it be? So the three of us clearly stated three very important goals, visions for that game. And at the end of the game, we all sat in the locker room and we said, did we meet our goals? And that's kind of how we need to approach, not just in our leadership team and organization, but in our own personal life. So what is that lid for you? And how can you remove it? First, identify. What is that lid? And I just want to encourage you, when you are able to take that lid off, and because you have so much to offer, you have so much to give to others, I just want to encourage you, take a moment today and remove that lid of your full potential in what I believe God has created you to do here on this earth in your life. And with that, when you remove that lid of your own personal growth by diving into leadership, by diving into what the Word of God says, all that different stuff, asking your mentors, your coaches, your close friends to speak truth into you and to make you a better person, it's just going to make those people around you want to grow with you. So I encourage you, you have it in you. God has created you for a plan and a purpose. Now go out and do it and remove that lid, and you'll be able to say, I know what's holding me back, and I've removed it, and now I'm moving forward. So have a great day, and I'll see you next week.